In the heart of a bustling farm, a peculiar occurrence took place. A day like any other, yet marked by an event that would stir the lives of its residents forever. Nestled within the warm confines of a chicken coop, a unique creature was born. This was not your everyday chick, but an eagle, a majestic bird of the sky, who by some twist of fate had found its way into a family of humble farmyard chickens. This eagle, who came to be known as Sky, was raised as a chicken, oblivious to his true identity. For while his siblings pecked at the ground, Sky gazed at the sky, a yearning stirring within him he could not understand. He was different, yes, but he was still a part of this family. Sky was larger than his siblings. His feathers a dazzling mix of gold and brown, unlike the plain white feathers of his chicken family. His eyes, sharp and vigilant, bore a different kind of curiosity, one that seemed to look beyond what was right in front of him. He was an unusual sight, a spectacle that did not go unnoticed. The other chicks, while sharing the same roof, couldn't help but feel a sense of awe mingled with fear towards Sky. His towering presence and radiant plumage were a stark contrast to their own. They watched from a distance, a sense of unease creeping into their hearts. Though they all ate the same grain and drank from the same trough, Sky seemed to exist in a world of his own, a world they couldn't quite comprehend. Whispers of envy and fear echoed amongst the coop, but Sky remained oblivious. He continued to live his life, believing he was just a larger, different-coloured chicken. He was a part of the family, yet he stood apart, a stranger amidst his own kin. And thus, life on the farm carried on, marked by the presence of this unusual chick. Little did Sky know his life was far from ordinary, for he was not a chicken. His destiny lay not in the confines of the coop, but amidst the boundless sky, a destiny he was yet to discover. As Sky grew, so did the gap between him and his feathered siblings. His wings spanned wider, his eyes gleamed sharper, and his stance towered over the rest of the brood. These were not the usual traits of a barnyard chicken, and the coop began to notice. Whispers of his differences echoed in the corners, and soon enough, the coop was filled with a strange mix of admiration and apprehension. There was an undeniable charm about Sky, but with it came an unsettling fear. His strength was envied, his flight invoked jealousy, and his sharp gaze instilled a sense of trepidation among the others. The chickens, once his playmates, started to distance themselves, their clucks filled more with wariness than warmth. The coop was no longer just a home. It had become a stage for a drama of envy and fear. Sky, however, remained blissfully unaware of their envy, attributing their actions to mere squabbles in the coop. One day, a chance encounter revealed the truth to our unsuspecting hero. As fate would have it, Sky, the eagle raised as a chicken, crossed paths with a magnificent creature soaring high above the farm. This creature, with its broad wings and keen eyes, was an eagle, the king of the skies. Sky was awestruck, captivated by the sight of an animal that seemed to mirror his own peculiarities. From the majestic wings to the sharp, curved beak, he saw a reflection of himself in the eagle. Yet, he was quick to dismiss it as a mere coincidence. After all, how could he, a humble farm bird, be related to such a majestic creature? His denial was understandable. He had spent his entire life believing he was a chicken, pecking at the ground, never once taking flight. But there was a nagging feeling at the back of his mind, an inexplicable connection he felt with the eagle. It was a feeling that kept him awake at night, a feeling that made him question everything he knew about himself. The days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months. Sky found himself gazing up at the sky more often, watching the eagles soar above, their cries echoing in his ears. He began to mimic their actions, flapping his wings, trying to catch the wind beneath them. And with each passing day, the reality became more evident. He was different, not because he was strange or odd, but because he was not a chicken. The truth was as clear as day, as sharp as the eagle's cry, as undeniable as the wind beneath his wings. His heart pounded in his chest, his mind raced, and in that moment he knew. Sky was not a chicken, he was an eagle, and this truth shook him to his core. The revelation, as overwhelming as it was also liberating. He was not bound by the limitations he had once believed in. He was an eagle, born to soar above the clouds, born to rule the skies. With newfound knowledge came newfound strength. And so it began, the journey of Sky, our eagle born amidst chickens, who was about to embrace his true identity. He was no longer the odd one out. He was an eagle, a bird of prey, a symbol of strength and freedom. He started to explore his abilities, testing his wings, stretching them wide, feeling the air against his feathers. It was a peculiar sensation, a mix of fear and exhilaration. He was different, and it was this difference that made him special. He was not meant to peck at the ground, he was meant to soar the skies. Learning to fly was not easy. It was a struggle, a battle against his own doubts and fears. Would he plunge to the ground or would he soar? He had to take the risk, he had to try, and so he did. He flapped his wings harder and harder, faster and faster, until one day he felt his feet leave the ground. He was flying, soaring above the barnyard, the world below him, the sky above him. He was free. The world looked different from up here. He could see the undulating hills, the sparkling streams, the endless horizons. He could feel the wind under his wings carrying him higher and higher. It was breathtakingly beautiful. This was his world. This was his home. The chickens below watched in awe and fear. They had seen Sky struggle and they had seen him succeed. They had seen him fall and they had seen him rise. They had seen him embrace his true identity. They were not sure whether to be jealous or scared, but they knew one thing for sure. Sky was not one of them. He was an eagle, and he was meant to fly. Sky had finally taken flight, embracing the sky as his true home. He had embraced his identity, and it was more beautiful and powerful than anything he could have imagined. This was not the end of his journey. It was the beginning of life as an eagle. Sky's transformation was not just physical, but also mental. His return to the coop was not the homecoming of a lost chicken, but the triumphant arrival of a majestic eagle. He had left as an outcast. He returned as a beacon of awe and inspiration. The coop that had once been his prison was now nothing more than a stepping stone in his vast world. The chickens watched in amazement as Sky, with his broad wings and sharp talons, perched high above them. His demeanor had changed. He was no longer the shy, awkward chick trying to fit in. He was now Sky the eagle, commanding respect with his mere presence. His eyes sparkled with the wisdom of his journey, and in his stance was the pride of a creature who had found its true identity. His return, however, was not met with the same disdain and fear as before. The chickens, who had once shunned him, now looked up to him in awe. They were captivated by his strength, his grace, and his ability to soar above the coop into the endless sky. Even those who had secretly been jealous or scared could not help but admire him. The coop was no longer a place of confinement for Sky. It had become a platform for him to inspire and to instill a sense of awe. His transformation had not only changed him, but it had also changed the dynamics of the coop. The chickens, who had once seen him as an oddity, now saw him as a symbol of what one can become when they embrace their true selves. There was a new sense of respect in the coop. The chickens, who had once mocked Sky, now admired his courage and determination. They had seen a chick become an eagle, and in that transformation they had witnessed a spectacle of triumph. Sky's journey from a misunderstood chick to a majestic eagle was a sight to behold. His tale was not just about his transformation, but also about the power of embracing one's true identity. It was a story of triumph, of a creature rising above its circumstances to become what it was always meant to be. In the end, Sky's journey was more than just self-discovery. It was a tale spun with threads of courage, acceptance, and the relentless pursuit of truth. Born as an eagle but raised as a chicken, Sky's story was a testament to the power of identity and the strength that lies in acknowledging one's uniqueness. He taught us the invaluable lesson of embracing our true selves, showing us that it is only by peeling back the layers of our assumed identities that we can truly soar. His journey highlights the importance of self-discovery, reminding us that it's only through understanding our own nature can we unlock our full potential. Sky's story also serves as a reminder that differences should not be feared, but celebrated. For it was his differences, once a source of isolation, that became his greatest strength. Sky taught us that it's not about where you come from, but who you choose to become.